Welcome to the Predictive Playbook. I'm your host, John Ryan, and I'm in a different location, obviously. I'm at the SawGrass Marriott. I'm looking at the 13th tee box of my favorite golf course, and believe me, it's very hard to be doing this show and not walking over to that 13th tee and doing a little chipping, but it's pretty cool. It's of course, if you're a golfer of any magnitude, you gotta play it. It's just unbelievable. But I have Ira Silver on the show today, and he's coming off a perfect 4-0 NHL night from our show last night. So congratulations, Ira. I mean, and this is not an uncommon thing with you. It's it's like a regular occurrence. I don't want to say you go undefeated every night, but I think that if we did the record for the 50 times you've been on this show, I think a dime player probably would have made 50 grand. And I'm not exaggerating. So maybe we'll have to call your show the 50-50 NHL segment. But anyway, I've been traveling today, obviously, so I'm a little weirded out from all the masks and the crowds. And once we got to Jacksonville, it was good. It was like you would expect during COVID. Not a lot of people and pretty good stuff. But let's get right to the NHL and recap your performance last night. And I'm the host today. I haven't had the time to look at anything except a few games in the NBA. So I'm giving myself a pass today.
All right, no problem. I can definitely. I don't have a ton to say about the hockey card today, but we can go through it, give you my overall thoughts today, and see if we can extract some value here.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so I'm just pulling up the lines here. Give me 1 second, everybody. All right, so first game on the board, we got the New York Rangers. New York Rangers taking on the New York Islanders. The line right now, New York Islanders minus 145. Looks like you're gonna have in goal for the Rangers. You're gonna have Alexander Grigorov, and for the Islanders, Simeon Varlamov. Varlamov 0.17 goals against, 92% save percentage, while Grigorov has less than a 90%, but goals against under 3. This is a game where I'm either betting the Rangers or I'm passing here. It's really not a bet for me, but if I'm going to bet any team, it would be the Rangers at plus money, plus 115. So no real opinion there. I know you don't have that much to say, John, but do you have anything on this?
Well, I had the Flyers last night, and I know from the chat room, I think a lot of even my good friend Alex Vale was saying that, boy, you don't want to do that. And at first, it looked like I didn't want to do it because there was 2-0 Islanders pretty quick, but then the Flyers fought back only to lose in the overtime. Oh no, they lost in the shootout.
Yeah.
So this is back-to-back nights for the Islanders. So. My leaning right away off the top is going to be the Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers also on a back-to-back, but it looks like they've been playing really well, even though they lost last night to my Penguins, who I gave out on the show. Just to recap the last night's picks: Penguins plus 110, Nashville Predators minus 150, Maple Leafs. I forget the line. I think it was minus 145. The Maple Leafs. Sorry. I'm going to pull it up. Oh, it was Winnipeg. That's what it was. Sorry, guys. I'm a little mishmash from this week. But Pittsburgh plus 110, Jets even money, Predators minus 150, and the Stars minus 115. I told you the Stars game was a good spot for them, and they came out and they crushed the Blackhawks tonight. Happy we got the 4-0. Happy we got the sweep. And if you played the Mavericks, you were a happy man as well. And I threw a little Cavaliers into some moneyline parlays as well.
It's awesome. Really, really a tremendous night.
Yeah. Next game on the board, Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the New Jersey Devils. Pittsburgh is minus 190 tonight against the Devils. Devils plus 165 on the other side, over under 5.5. This is not a game I'm playing either. If you wanted to play the Pittsburgh Penguins in regulation, I wouldn't blame you, but it's not a game that I'm going to be playing personally as well. Next game after that, excuse me, is the Washington Capitals taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Capitals minus 270 in this one against the Sabres, who are plus 225, 230. You're going to have Dustin Tokarski in goal for the Sabres, who has almost a 4 goals against with a 90% save percentage, with Vitek Vanacek projected in goal for the Capitals, 91% save percentage, 2.64 goals against. If you wanted to bet the Capitals in regulation, again, I wouldn't blame you, but this is not something that I'm going to be laying $2.70 on the Capitals here. Potentially an over spot with Tokarski in goal for the Sabres, and the Sabres can definitely eke out a couple goals against Vanacek tonight. So I wouldn't hate if you played over as well. I would lean over in this game, but not an official play as well. John, anything on those 2 games?
I have not looked at it, only because for those joining the show here, I was traveling, so that's my excuse. And if you see my eyes shifting around, I'm looking at one of the most beautiful golf courses in the world, in my opinion, and I've played a lot of them. But we'll move on to the next hockey game, though, Ira, and I will look at my database while you're talking about the game and see if I can either, hopefully help support your play.
Perfect.
I would never want to go against you.
Perfect. Next game on the board, we have the Minnesota Wild taking on the St. Louis Blues. Wild look like they're going to be starting Kaapo Kähkönen against Jordan Binnington for the Blues. Kaapo Kähkönen has been fantastic this season, 92% save percentage, 2.34 goals against with a 12-6 record for the Wild against Jordan Binnington and the Blues, who has about a 91% save percentage, 2.71 goals against. The other night, it wasn't an official play, but I said if you were going to play anything in that Colorado Wild game, I'd play the Wild at plus 165. They came out and destroyed the Colorado Avalanche. This is another kind of a situation where I really like the Wild in this spot. They opened a little bit higher. I think they opened minus 115. It's down to minus 110 here, what I'm seeing right now for the Wild. But the Blues obviously coming off a nice victory against the Vegas Golden Knights the other night, and the Wild riding high against the front runner for the Stanley Cup in the Colorado Avalanche. But I like the Wild here tonight. I think Kaapo Kähkönen is a great goalie. He's a goalie I like to back when he's in there against teams that don't really score too many goals. For me, I'm going to take the Wild here at minus 110 on the road in St. Louis. Anything for you there, John? John, you're muted. John, you're muted. You just click the mute button. You click the mute button on StreamYard.
There you go. Yeah, I was looking at my database while I was muted because there was a little bit of noise in the background. I don't know if people are hearing it, but yeah, this is the first time I've done a show with sitting in the atrium of the Marriott. And maybe it was a good idea, maybe not. No,
it's great. You got to give the people the content, especially after a 4-0 night in hockey and a big play on the Dallas Mavericks last night.
Absolutely.
Got to keep the hot hand rolling here. Do you have anything on this Wild Blues game?
I don't. Nothing.
All right.
And this, when I say nothing on this particular show, it's because I'm looking at only the database and I haven't researched anything today. So I'm just being the host, I guess, and you've always been the NHL expert.
All right, let's do it. I like the Minnesota Wild tonight, minus 110. For those who didn't hear or just joined, I like the Minnesota Wild. It's my first play of the night. Next game on the board, we have the Arizona Coyotes taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Knights minus 240 against the Coyotes here tonight. It looks like you're going to get Robin Lerner in goal against Aiden Hill, who's been pretty solid in goal for the Coyotes. This is a game that I would bet the Knights in regulation if you wanted to. I don't see the regulation line right now, but that is something. What?
I don't see one either.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it, but that's something to maybe look out for. It's not an official play as of yet, but it's something I'm keeping an eye out on pretty closely. So far, just the Minnesota Wild as of right now. Last two games of the night, you have the Colorado Avalanche taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Colorado is a massive $3.40 favorite here against the Anaheim Ducks. Over under 5.5 goals. And the goalie matchup is going to be, it's projected to be John Gibson versus Phillip Bauer, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just confirming that right now for you on another site. Give me 1 second here. It is, yeah, it looks like Gibson, Grubauer is the projected starters in goal tonight. This is a game where I'm passing as well. Too big of a favorite. I don't think the Ducks really stand a chance in this matchup. Potentially if it gets to 6 goals on the total, I would maybe take an underplay here. But that's not going to be a play for me, really. But if it got to 6, it's very heavily shaded to the over right now. And if it got to 6, I could see maybe taking a small little bet on the under 6 goals if it got there. And then last but not least, we got my Los Angeles Kings taking on the San Jose Sharks. Kings are on the road. They are plus 105. Sharks minus 125 right now. Looks like you're going to get Martin Jones against, looks like Cal Peterson. Now, this is something to be aware of. The Kings love to change their starting goalies and not confirm them until much later in the day. If it's Cal Peterson here, I'm looking to play the Los Angeles Kings tonight. If it's Jonathan Quick, I will be playing the San Jose Sharks. So that's one thing to look out for tonight. But I like the Kings tonight if Cal does get the start in goal for them.
That sounds good. I'm going to back up to the Anaheim game, and I'm going to put out a 2%er. I usually roll 3, 4, 5%. In fact, we'll make this a 3%er because I am going to play this because I get all over these enormous dogs, especially when they're backed by the following system that has
John,
won.
It's funny you have a system on it. I was like early in the morning when I saw the line, I was like, the Ducks could be a play here, but the more I think about it, I'm a little shy. I'm shying away from it, but it definitely ran through my mind early this morning.
Yeah, and it stems from baseball. Baseball experiences simply said if you take dogs of 250 and higher and just blindly bet them, in most of the seasons you're going to come away with some pretty good profits. So I have a couple hundred of these algorithms that use plus 250 dogs in Major League Baseball, and here's one that uses it in hockey, and they're both money line sports. So that's you got to play dogs. A majority of dogs in both sports to really generate the optimal amount of profits. So we're going to play on home teams that is a terrible offensive team, scoring less than 2.4 goals per game on the season after scoring 5 goals or more in their previous game. Pretty straightforward. Terrible team, terrible offensive team, and coming off a huge night where they actually scored double their season average in goals per game. And that comes on Anaheim, and that's 132 and 90 over the last 25 seasons. $100 player has made $4,515 based on the closing line, just doing this blindly. Wow. Now, granted, 4,500 over 25 years. I mean, you got to have more than that. But you put a lot of these together, and you start getting plays, a couple of plays a week of this magnitude, especially in baseball. And I actually don't start the baseball ones till May 1st, so that you get the team averages in there, and we really start to get a feel for who's who. Any team can start out like the A's, 0-5 franchise record for this poor start to a season. But are they really that bad? I don't think so. So it gives it time for everything to average out, and then you have, then you're dealing with apples and apples instead of trying to figure out if the Phillies are going to win the National League East, for example. That's a reach too. But anything can happen in the first 2 weeks of a regular season in baseball and hockey. So officially, I think we just went through all the games, right?
Yeah, we went through all the hockey games. Yep.
And we'll just, for the fact that I'm traveling today, we'll just keep it at that because I really don't have much to add in the NBA, but I could give you the NBA play of the day, the betting system of the day, which I will do.
Do it.
And then we'll recap it. All right, so here we go.
I actually have a baseball play, but we'll get to that after the NBA betting system of the day.
Go ahead and do it now.
Okay, I will get to it right now. I'm going to be betting the Cincinnati Reds tonight, -145 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. You're going to have Tyler Mahle on the mound for the Reds against Taylor Widener for the D-backs. Listen, until the D-backs can prove to me that they can put up runs and actually compete with these top-tier teams, I'm going to continue to keep betting the Reds. I'm going to continue to betting these top-tier teams on the road against the Diamondbacks and a couple other teams right now, like the Mariners, and so on and so forth. Listen, and I will put out a disclaimer. I am not really a big baseball guy. I don't claim to be a baseball expert. I've been on a pretty good run in baseball since the start of the season. But I feel like I have some edges and some advantages. And as a short road favorite here with the Reds at -145, I don't know how you can't love this play here.
I agree. And there's a lot of people out there that say they are a Major League Baseball expert, but baseball, I think, requires some of the most research time.
Yep.
And not necessarily one day, over the course of a month. There's times that I know I spend a lot more time, looking for the nuggets than in, say, in the NFL. And it's hard. You just don't go out there and bet -200 favorites and think you're going to win 90% of them because you're not. And you're probably going to be lucky to hit 65% of them. And at -200, you're going to lose a ton.
Yeah, but Reds -145 is something that I'm definitely playing, and I would potentially look at one other baseball game, and that would be the Detroit Tigers. They showed us that they could beat the Indians in the first series of the Major League Baseball season. I don't know why this line is priced so high on the Tigers here. So I would potentially look to play the Tigers at +165 or better. Right now, I think it's 167, 168, somewhere in that range. With the Tigers batting lineup, they're big dudes. They can hit the ball. Cleveland, on the other hand, has proven they can't really score that many runs. It was the same problem that they had last season. And this is a spot where I would lean to the Detroit Tigers here again today.
I like both those plays, and like I said, I didn't have time to really research much of anything today, but I did the NBA betting system of the day before we took off. So I probably look like I've been up since 3 o'clock, but that, I'm going to have fun. Doesn't matter. As soon as the show's over,
you still look like you're 30. Don't worry about it, John.
Yeah, I don't care if I even look 40. What I'm looking at right now, priceless.
Yep.
But then, I'm a golf addict. I admit it. There's just no golf meetings. All the meetings happen on the 19th hole, and that doesn't help. It just doesn't help. But believe me, there's courses I just won't enjoy, but I'll still play. So here we are with the NBA betting angle for April 9th, 2021. And you're going to bet on home teams that are on a 5 or more game win streak. So hot team. The home team has a win percentage of at least 60% on the season. So they're one of the elite teams. Now they're facing an opponent that lost to them in the last meeting. The opponent has losing record between 35 and 49.9% on the season. And that system right there, with those three parameters in place, has gone 37-17 for 69% winning bets over the last 10 seasons. And it's a bet on the Denver Nuggets minus the points over the San Antonio Spurs. So John Ryan likes Denver quite a bit tonight, and that actually might be my only play of the day. And always remember, it's okay to travel and take a night off and not worry about, whether you should have bet or not. I mean, it's kind of, you know what I'm trying to say. It shouldn't be your top priority every single day.
I mean, John, look at the night I had 4-0 on the official plays from the show. I sent you the tickets. I posted the tickets, parlays.
Yep.
The yin yang last night. We were hot. We were rolling. Tonight, I'm really only coming back with one play in the NHL, and that's the Wild. And if Cal Peterson starts for the Kings, I'll probably play that for a unit. But and then a little baseball, 1 unit on the Reds and maybe a half a unit on the Tigers, but very little today for me. I don't really see a whole lot of value in any game, except for really the Wild here for me and slightly to the Kings.
Yeah, it's good to know. I picked a good day to travel, I guess. And, honestly, I don't look at it that way. If I don't play a day, I don't go back and look at what could have been, because that's crazy to do. That's why sometimes on this show, Ira, I've noticed it with us, that sometimes we can't recall. Like you couldn't recall the teams you bet last night, and it was 4-0. Yeah, you would think that, oh my God, 4-0. You wouldn't forget that for a month. But that's a sign of a professional that's got his head on right, because last night doesn't matter anymore. It could have been 0-4.
It's what have you done for me lately, right?
Well, what have you done lately for yourself? It's kind of a selfish thing when you're a pro, I think. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I know I'm not allowed to say that I bet something prior to the show, so we won't even get into that. I did bet the early baseball game, but let's not get into that.
Well, you can say that. That's there's some, and I don't think really any of our crowd. And full disclosure, I'm the guy that said it, because I was just concerned that there's people in this world that if you say they're watching the show for the first time, and all of a sudden there's a guy on that they don't know from Adam. Even if his name is Adam, they don't know him. And they're just out to cause trouble. And it's more about those kind of people just causing trouble for no reason at all than it is about saying that, I bet the Phillies and they won 16-1 today.
Right.
And I don't even know if they even played today, but
right.
You know what I'm trying to say. So, those, we're all, you, me, all the guys from Wager Talk that are on it. The other new guys that are on it, Austin Wang, big shout out to him.
Oh yeah, he's
fantastic. And Albert from Analytics Capper.
Love Albert.
It's great that everybody in the chat room is, it's growing and everybody is friendly and we're all looking to get better. That's what this whole theme of this show is. It's not there's shows out there that, the guys act like they are the coach of the team, let alone, understand the game. And I know you guys in the chat room know what I'm talking about in those type of shows. And some people like those shows. They're not really for me.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, any like golf players you think can kind of make a run here over the weekend?
You went in and out.
John, I said any golf players that you think can make a run over the weekend?
Well, I have the TV here, and I'm in the atrium of the Marriott. It'd be more fun to sit in here than the room, but it's a nice room too. But anyway, I did see that they were closing the gap a little bit on Justin Rose, who I saw at -9. And that round yesterday, folks, was nothing but historic. What he did in the afternoon round when the weather conditions were the worst, and with the conditions as hard and fast as that course is, I've never seen a Masters like that. But it's fair. It's not, like the year that Mickelson should have won the U.S. Open at Winged Foot. They lost a couple of the greens, and that ended up being not fair. But it wasn't done intentionally. Nobody, should be blamed for that. It just was the heat and the fact that it's in June. That's when it's very hard for these superintendents to keep a golf course even looking remotely green.
Yep.
And the greens are rolling. I think I probably said it on yesterday's show. There's not even an 8-foot section on the course where they can use the stick meter and find out how they're rolling. So they're guessing that it's 13.5, 14. So you're going to see these guys, and believe me, you get in the wrong quadrant on some of these enormous greens. You two putt, and you're thinking you're lucky stars.
Yeah.
And that's where the difference is between these pros and any of us. Some of these putts that I've seen on the highlights, even yesterday, the normal amateur would probably either leave it 10 feet short or put it off the green.
Yep.
And that is a fine line, and it makes it fun to watch. But I think, did I see Fleetwood was on the first page?
Yeah, he's had a nice little run. I can check.
Yeah. He was 4 over when he had the hole-in-one yesterday. Wow. And that changed everything. It really did.
Fleetwood he is even for the tournament. 2 under today.
And -5 might win this. Even though Justin Rose is at 9, I'm not saying he's going to cave in the next 2 days, but
Justin Rose is 7 under. He finished even for today. 7 under leader.
I'm just seeing it right now. Leishman at -5. Spieth. Yeah, we said, the guy, when he gets hot, and it's been a long time since he's been hot. So some of you probably never even seen Spieth when he's hot, but he's a Texas boy, and this course really suits him. And the fact that it's hard and fast, like most Texas golf courses, with a little bit of wind, which I guess we're going to get more of over the weekend, just suits him just fine.
Watch out for Bryson.
Yeah, he at one point yesterday he was looking like he was going home today.
Yeah, look out for Bryson. 5 under today, 1 under for the tournament. He could be a good look to make a little bit of a run tomorrow. So, anyways,
well, here's a name. Here's the guy that I actually bet to win. I bet two players, and one of them agrees with David Behrman of ESPN, who we're fortunate enough to have as a guest on our Tuesday show at 1:00. Cam Smith. Now he was at +4 yesterday, and of course I have him in my DraftKings. And just like you guys out there, I go, oh no, he's going to be the one that doesn't make the cut. My other 5 are going to make the cut, and he's the guy I have to win. And you can't help but be normal. You're human, right? But now he's sitting at -2, so he's at a 6-shot turnaround from. Yeah, you get to +4 in the first day, it's got to feel like the wheels are going to come off. In fact, Justin Rose said that when he was +2. He was +2, and then he eagled 8. And then he had the most unbelievable final 11 holes that anybody's ever had. That was just unbelievable golf.
One guy took a little bit of a flyer on like super small pizza money. Cameron Champ, 3 under. Through 13.
Yeah, and he was really cheap this week in the DraftKings. And I saw that. I have 7 lineups. He's in one of them. And I don't – maybe it is superstitious, or maybe I was traveling today and I didn't have time to look at my DraftKings. But I try not to look until Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I am a little superstitious because in the Players' Championship, it was the first time in my life that I ever looked at the leaderboard and went, holy cow, five of my 6 guys are on the first page. You know, that's what makes it fun. But
Yeah.
of course, I did not win the million, but I came in, 642nd out of 158,000. So that's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Cameron Champ just hit a great shot. Great drive here on
very, very talented young golfer, great ball striker. If he could putt, he hits the ball a mile. He hits the ball equally as far as Bryson does if he wanted to.
Right.
And when I say that, I think of Rory McIlroy. I don't know if he's around for the weekend or not, but
no, absolutely not. Horrible 2 days for Rory.
He got himself screwed up because all of a sudden he was swinging super, super hard, super club head speed, and he really kind of lost who he was.
Yeah.
And he's admitted it. I mean, he really has admitted it, and he's trying to get back to the Rory that we knew, the Rory that won by 10 in the U.S. Open, the Rory that shot 80 in the final round of the Masters. That's one thing I'll say, and then we'll sign off here. But one of the things I like about sports is when somebody fails. I don't think anybody chokes. I hate that word. But Greg Norman did it in 1993 with Faldo, 6-shot lead at the Masters. Then you had Rory shoots an 80 in the final round, and right away the media is all over it. He doesn't have what it takes. He doesn't have the mental aptitude to withstand the pressure. And I was like, are you kidding me? Then he wins the U.S. Open by more than 10 shots. And in the interview, this idiot, and I will call him an idiot, says, well, how did it change so quickly? Or was it just no pressure having that kind of a lead? And he flat out looked the guy in the eye and said, if I wouldn't have shot that 80 at the Masters, I wouldn't be talking to you now. And I was like, that was perfect. Absolutely perfect.
He's playing musical chairs over here. Yeah, it'll be an interesting weekend to watch the Masters. I'm very excited. I've been watching it pretty much all day in between errands and a little bit of work here and looking at some lines. But yeah, it'll be a very interesting weekend for sure. I'm looking to bet some third round matchups tomorrow. Have a little bit of fun, kick back with a couple of beers, and have a good time.
Yeah, It's been a while since I've taking a little bit of time off. It's 7 days a week, and you can't keep doing that forever. But when sports started up in August, that's what all of us were doing. You had to do it to try to earn back what you didn't have a chance to do for 8 months. So glad to have you on again, Ira, and glad that we're not playing many plays tonight. I think that's a good thing, and we'll talk to you no later than Monday. And you can send me a text if you want to come on over the weekend because I'm going to be here. So it's just a matter of time if you wanted to do one. But if not, we're definitely here Mondays through Fridays, pretty much any time between 3 and 4. And that's predicated on my schedule. So if you see me doing a show and Ira's next, then Ira's next. And you'll know that when that show's over, you can get some great NHL, Major League Baseball, and NBA picks from Ira. So it's all great.
Was it NHL? NHL is where I like to do it, but I'm an all-around guy. So hopefully we can keep winning.
Yep.
And Wild tonight, really my only official play. And if the Kings start Cal Peterson, so Wild -110. And if the Kings start Cal Peterson, I'm gonna play the Kings, and I like the Reds in baseball tonight, and maybe a slight half a unit play on the Tigers. So that's about it.
The only one I have is the Denver Nuggets.
All right, John.
That's it. All right. Thanks a lot, Ira. And for Ira and myself. What's that?
I said you got to end the show with the slogan. I thought you were going to hang up.
Oh, yeah. No. So for Ira, myself, and the Predictive Playbook, may all the wins be yours.